Hi, everybody. This is this is Ramya Ashok. I'm head of DevOps and site reliability engineer and proud working mom. We present you this panel discussion as part of Shrishi Career Academy's panel discussion series. So the topic that we're going to discuss is being a working mom. So we have wonderful 3 guests here to discuss and share more opinions with us about a lot of insight that they have gone through, and then we will be discussing about different topics. I'm looking forward, and I hope that everybody who joined the call enjoys it as much as I do. I do the discussion. So now, quickly to our panelists. So the first one is an entrepreneur, a mother of 2 kids, a preschooler, and a kid of a school-going kid, and she runs her own business. And she is the sponsor for today, who runs Shrishi Career Academy. Welcome, Sri Devi Ravichandran. And the next one is a tech savvy and a data scientist. She was a full stack developer in the past, and she's a mother of a newborn, as in he just crossed 1 year old. And welcome, Nidhi. The next one is she's specialized in education field, and she's a feminine instructor for she works in a CBSE school. And I welcome Ms. Ajita. Okay, then this is about our panelists today. So we will quickly jump into the session. As we wait for Ajita to rejoin, we will start with a small discussion about tell me, how are you keeping your kids busy being a working mom, and how are you juggling between your work? How do you keep your kids busy, Nidhi?
Yeah, sure. So basically mine is just 15-year-old. So to keep him busy, you have to get busy with him. So it's not like you can just give him something and he'll be, but he's running here and there. So, you have to pace up with him. Besides, right now I was on a small break, so I was able to give him time. But I think in the past, when I was working with him, I was lucky enough to have help from home. So my in-laws or my mother had come. So that's how, basically right now I have to be there in order to keep him busy. Hope soon there will be a day wherein I can be busy with myself and he can be busy with some of the toys. But right now that's not the case.
Yeah, that I agree. I think especially with the corona crisis and everything. How are you coping up, Ms. Devi? Can you hear me? Hello.
I think she's on mute.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. So how are you coping up with this corona crisis, and how are you managing your kids?
So for me, I have a great support system at home. My parents,
I think we have a connection problem. So while we wait for Sridevi, Ajita, can you share your opinion about how are you keeping your kids busy during this working time, this hard time? What's your take on it?
It's pretty difficult for me to just hold on with my kids at home when I work. They are just very small. And as an educationist, I feel very difficult where I have to take class every day, and I have to be on with everything. It's so difficult for me, but still I get all the support from my parents and of course my husband. And that's how it goes on. Or just I would be failing in everything, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I have to mute my mic, I have to be on with my video. I cannot have any disturbances in between when I take class, especially when I'm taking for my higher classes. It is very difficult. If I don't get just clear the doubts, and of course my subject is very difficult. social studies is pretty very difficult, where of course they have to listen everything. Of course, so that I feel very well. At the beginning, it was really difficult, but later on, it got practice. Once I could say that, and also kids also understood that I have to be busy at some time. And I close my door, they understand that I'm in school. That's what they say. Mom is school. Okay, fine. That's how it goes on. But still, let me see how long it is going to be. But of course, I miss my kids because my elder one is, of course, he's in fourth standard. He is able to manage, but the younger one is just 3 years old. I feel very difficult. I'm not able to manage, or I couldn't teach her anything as being a teacher.
Understood.
It's very difficult. I feel very bad about it. But
Yeah,
still,
that's a huge responsibility, I would say. Like keeping your students busy in front of the camera is like a huge task for you at the moment. That's
yeah,
something.
very well. Of
Uh,
course.
yeah. So speaking about the challenges that we are facing right now, what has been the hardest part of working and juggling between the home? What has been the hardest part, you would say? Please, maybe.
Hardest part, of course, we are not able to get into the proper responsibility. We could say we are always like a workaholic. They feel, we are always with the work. And usually when we go out and work, that is when I work in school and come back home, I'll be free when I come home. Okay, but here what happens is I have to prepare for the next day, and all sorts of things. Almost midnight I sleep and wake up early
Okay.
morning for the kids to get prepared. Everything. I mean, I have to cook and everything we need to do, right?
Yes.
So there,
Yes.
of course, it is very difficult. The thing is, physically, I would say ladies are missing everything, especially because everything falls under our head, isn't it? So it is
Exactly.
it's
I
a
think we
very
end up working
we are
extended
not
hours.
mentally stressed out, physically also stressed out.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, of course, all of us are stressed because of the extended working hours. We don't have flexibility. What do you think about that, maybe? Because, like, I think
Yeah.
you are in IT, and what do you think about what
Yes.
Ajita?
Yes, I would go for with the. I will firstly. I will second with Ajita on the time management thing with this recent pandemic situation and everything. Definitely an extra burden of task. I'm not sure burden or what, but they have been added to your list. So and you have to do it. And plus taking care of the kid, and then there's this at the back of your head is. Kind of a guilt factor with them giving that much of time that was needed for my kid. Am I like, should I be doing this rather doing that? So all these questions come to your mind. And yes, with work from home, I think we have like we are far behind that line of where is work ending, where is like quality time or home time or family time is starting. We are far behind that like far like way away. It's not even looking. So we need to keep those boundaries, like what is the family time, and at the same time the team that we work with needs to understand, should be able to, and they should also have their own family time also. Definitely. So
exactly
that sense is somehow where I feel is little not that much up to mark. Like people needs to
true,
understand that.
very well true.
Yes, yes, definitely. As we spoke about support system, not only from work, we are co-workers, from co-workers as well.
Yes.
Like we need a good supporting system. And you covered a
Yes.
lot of important topics here, like about the guilt factor that we rise
Yeah.
every now and then. So I think ditching the guilt that we have is like the major that
Yes.
plays
Yes.
an important role right now. Like, do you ever feel guilty about
Yeah.
Ajita, like about like what do you think, and about setting the boundaries? Have you ever tried setting some boundaries between work and your personal one professional life?
Everything
How
right. When we work in a place where you don't have any holidays or something for a particular religious festival, yes, when you have a religious festival, there again a problem raises, isn't it? We were
yes,
not able to engage with them,
Uh,
and a lot of troubles we have. It is not only one or two we could point out, it is huge list we can make it out, isn't it? I'm taking for both ninth and 10th standard, and I have no choice of taking leave.
Yes.
I'm not able to make it out. Like I have to be there. There is no substitutions like how you have normally when you go for the schools. Some
Definitely we have one or two in the list, like it's a huge list.
of course
but
it goes
speaking
a big
about the
list.
boundaries, do you have you set something like the time limit for you? Okay, I work
Yes,
from
of
this
course, I
time to
have
this.
tried. Like, normally we will be working till 5 o'clock when we have a normal days. But now it is like, only 3 hours or 4 hours we have to work. That's fine. But what happens is that from that for the next day we have to prepare. So that again time hurdles. We have to take care of the kids. Of course, being at home it is not easy. Every time they
To somehow
everybody yes. So the
where,
boundary is
I mean, we
infinite.
have to know
I
when
mean,
to
like
who to say to.
invisible. Sorry, I would say the boundary is invisible. That is it. We're like we.
Definitely, I agree. Sometimes it's all over the place, and like we don't have boundaries. Yes, but I think like it's as
Yeah,
well
what
very
happens is that
important.
time management. If we talk about time management, one day it works out. The next day, if we try the same time, it doesn't work out because we have small kids at home where they prank. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, they try to do everything. Whatever today they'll be listening. The next day they won't.
At least we cannot have boundaries for the kids itself. For us, at least with the adults who are involved in our life. Sridevi, like, what do you think about the guilt factor that we have, and we were speaking about the boundaries? Like, what your take on it?
Okay, the guilt factor, that's there, yeah. See, when I was working, going to a normal office, I was working as a HR and having that normal office setup, I was like, with one kid, I was able to manage in my own personal experience. But after having two kids, I took that sabbatical for 2 years. And then when I wanted to work again, when I started to work again, like it was like I was not able to be, as Ajita was saying, I was not able to be my 100%. I was not able to give 100% in whatever that I'm doing, like taking care of my kids or taking care of my house or being with my husband or working, like it's like my schedule is all over the place. Like I should work in like the thing is like, so my kid is here. Like
There it
Yeah,
is. There
of
it
course,
is.
we are working moms. Go strong.
and she sensed it. Something mommy is doing. I need to come and see what is that.
Exactly, that happens with the kids.
So this is what is my life. I think this is the answer to your question, right? This is what is
Yeah.
happening in my life. I'm not able
Every
to
day we
give
don't have that
100%.
100%.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do feel guilty on that. Sometimes when they are, especially when they are sick, like I know that there are some responsibilities I have towards my work, right? I'm a hardworking, a sensible person who is giving my 100% to my work. But when my kid is sick, I know my husband is there to help me out, my parents, my in-laws, but still, it's a mother's duty. Even you cannot be calm, you cannot calm yourself and
Yes.
concentrate on your work. The guilt
Yes.
definitely trips me there, right?
Mm.
So that happens. And as Ajita was saying, I'm sorry that I had to go out and come in due to network issues. So whatever that I heard, I really understood about the time schedule. Yes, it's there. I work sometimes 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night, and I get up, by 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. The reason is
Have to.
I feel, yeah, my kids are sleeping, and that's the time that I can think like myself. Right? When my kids are awake, it's like I'm thinking like themselves. I'm only thinking about them and from their point of view. So though that is the time where I get where I get to be myself and think,
Yes.
and I work. And I mess up. Did you guys talk about our
Of course,
health?
we all do.
How it is. Yeah. But think about our health. We worry about our kids' health, the other
Exactly.
people that they're in our household, right? We don't think about our health, our mental health, our physical health. Self-care. You guys heard about the term self-care? You guys are practicing it. I know we were doing it on our college days, right? But now,
Yeah.
no.
Too much
What
of
is it?
Everything went off. That's it.
No, kind of
Something
No
that
point in talking about all those things now.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
this is what is happening. Yeah.
I think this is what we have to focus on right now. Like, yes, of course, a lot of things are all
Then we
over
have to
the
lock
place.
everyone outside or
Yeah,
inside somewhere. That's the only
yeah.
choice.
Partner who are taking equal responsibilities nowadays, who there is not like old times where only mother is viewed as a person who is a caregiver, who, you know, has to do everything. I'm saying you, I have a tremendous respect to men in our life, you know, who pitch in, who, you know, give their everything, you know, help us with household activities, taking care of the kids, giving us space to do what we want actually. Okay, so that is happening, yes, but the kids, they don't understand the concept. They only want the money.
And also
Yeah.
actually it's not just the kids, even we somewhere, like we are not that much comfortable or I'm not sure what's the word to use, but we are not that sure ki, like they will be able to take care of it the way that we do, or sometimes like they will be up to our expectation. We also go in and indulge, it's fine na, it's fine and everything, are you able to take care of it? It's your indulgence also. So it's like we also need to mend ourselves in the way, okay, it's okay, let them, they will handle it, probably they will
No
handle
satisfaction,
it.
that is it.
Yes,
You're not
so
satisfied.
with them also,
like we always...
away from them.
Yeah, speaking about that, like you touch based a lot of points here, like restarting your career after this maternity leave, and like you self-care. There are a lot of topics that we will get in detail about, but as you were speaking about the productivity and like in this insecurity that we have with the people, like if they will be able to do the same task that you do also. So what do you think about like, are you productive, like being a working mom, or like how productive are you? Like, does this productivity affect your workplace, being a mother, or like?
That's what I would say. I just mentioned,
I would yeah
it is
I mean,
like
I
no
know
way
that
we have it 100%.
Yeah, of course, like we all feel that way, we don't give 100%. That's a complete different thing, but that's not true is what I would say. Like, so yes, maybe please.
I like to pitch in, let's not try to give 100%. See the thing is, the different phases of life, it's different things to be taken priority. Anytime, like any phase of life, we would have given our time with the priority of the things that we see to it. So right now, let's set an expectation as such. Like one thing that motherhood has taught me is multitasking, like multitasking and fast working, like cut, you got to do that, you got to do that, you pre-process it, kaise karna hai, and all, everything you got to do it. So that is one positive thing that motherhood has taught me. So let's not give, whatever you do nicely. Let's not take much quantity. I'm saying, like, probably give the quality. Let's cut down on the quantity. Let's divide on this few of the quantity, like, of work that probably I'll not do. You take care of this one. I'm not going to, buzz in between. So whatever, probably I feel the productivity is not hampered if we set our expectation right with ourselves. If we are going to try to do everything, like 100 things again as we were before, then probably will not be able to satisfy ourselves, and that will be again why the vicious circle of guilt and everything will start.
Yes, it's there, yes. But like I want to say about the burnout, right? Like I feel that I mean, kind of like feeling that, or I'm getting that burnout feel, like as like it's kind of it's more than before. That's what I'd say. As you said, though we focus on the quality factor or quantity factor, whatever, like we try to do things, a lot of things at the same time, as you did, multitasking or cognitive flexibility, whatever, right? But we do try to do a lot of things at the same time. What happens here is, I personally feel, I kind of burn and crash, and I feel like it's like 1 week I am like the superstar, and then the next week I'm like, oh my god, why am I doing this, for whom I'm doing this? Like this happens, especially for working mother. I would say it's not only for working mother, it's for any mother, it's there. But especially having these two tasks, trying to balance them and trying giving maybe not 100%, at least 50%, I would say, right? It's kind of burning me out, and I'm sure that you guys must have this similar kind of thing.
Sometimes I would like to quit my job. But we don't quit our family, but like I would feel like quitting my job. What option we have, isn't it?
That's
but the next week when we get some appreciation, okay, fine, I'm doing something better. Kind of a thing happens, the next day.
Speaking out loud helps. So whoever is there in your like your better half or your family, just go to them and speak out like of the third person whom you want to really crash. That really helps actually.
We have this tendency, even I have a tendency to talk a lot, yes, but they think that, like, okay, fine, she always talks. What is there in that? But we know that whatever, even if it's a small thing, how it has affected us, we want that person to listen with this clarity, and we don't want them to tell or advise or anything. Just listen.
Exactly.
That's enough, right?
For self-care that we do, that venting out is one of the way that we care about ourselves, that we need. So what are the
Relaxation,
other things that
exactly.
you do? Yeah, of course. What are the other things that you do for caring for yourself, pampering yourself?
I have to
Nidhi,
think of what it is.
Nidhi,
So,
you have a 15-old month. I know, I understand, 15-month-old. So
yes,
definitely self-care would be like out of the window. So
Exactly.
totally, like
time
what is that?
there.
Like nothing. Like what is that? Like no, nothing about self-care. Like I'm still like juggling with, like, by the time I'm done with the chores, it's not just chores in the whole day's drama, it's already 12 o'clock of the night. And I'm like, okay. What shall I do? Shall I clean up my
Let's
kitchen
see.
for the next day? So,
Sleeping
honestly,
at 9:30 after finishing all this is a good self-care, just that taking the time to sleep.
9:30, dude. Oh please, huh?
What is 9:30? Yeah, that doesn't happen to us, right? It happens only by my
That's a
on
joke.
o'clock is 9:30. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what
Yeah,
I think she's joking.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Talks about, so I mean, I think like we have spoken a lot of things about it, and one important thing I wanted to, that's a very sensitive topic, I would say. uh, do you face any subconscious gender discrimination at your workplace because of the motherhood? And like, it's a very sensitive topic, I know. Do you, have you faced it? Or like, do you think the other women, like fellow working moms, are facing it? Or like, what's your take on it? What do you
I
think
haven't
about the gender
because I work with
discrimination?
ladies
Sorry,
full.
could you repeat?
Yeah. So
Our
I
group
think
of school is full
Nidhi,
of ladies. We don't have any men. So
Okay.
of course, that is a very difficult one. Another point I would say, at least with the mixed gender, it will be fine. But when with ladies, it is really
Yes.
difficult. It
They are all
happens.
in the same boat as we do, as in like we are a working mom, they are in the same place, so everything, like, it's so much energy going on between our so
Exactly.
so
see,
Nidhi, what do you?
so for me,
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, please go ahead,
No,
Sridevi.
please go ahead.
Okay. See, for me, what I thought is, like, I am my own boss. So as Ramya said in the introduction itself, I have my own business. So I kind of set my working hours, and I am working, on my own pace and everything. Where this gender comes in, right? For me, exactly when I am active in all social media pages, right? So I try to portray I am a professional when it comes to my work, and I'm this, I'm this girl boss, I'm this working woman, right? So I want to be treated that way, and it doesn't happen to me. I want to kind of, this is not the exact kind of workplace scenario which I have faced when I was working. It was happening. There were a lot of things, we can talk about, from unequal pay scale to, like, giving good projects. Even the projects will be given based on the gender. There are a lot of things that happened when I was working, but now, being my own boss, the kind of discrimination that I get is, they don't view me as this, like this
Equal.
professional.
Yeah.
Equal professional. They don't give me that. If someone, I'm a career coach, if someone, maybe a male, who is a career coach, has been, I don't think he'll be getting the kind of messages that I get.
Start questioning ourselves, like we start questioning on,
Yes,
like,
yeah.
what if we are doing it right, or anything at all, like
Yeah.
Whether the picture is right, is the picture like too much
Yes.
of anything, like did I do, is it
Yeah.
fine? And the next time
We
that we're
start
posting, I'm
overthinking.
like 10 times looking into that, is it fine, background is fine, this is fine, what?
Yeah.
That happens.
The irony here is, I post only professional, the things that they help them, like, their careers. I try to put videos on resume. I try to put, the information out there is mostly it's just career related, especially in LinkedIn. And getting this type of messages, it isn't because of my gender that this is happening to me. That kind of notion comes into my mind,
it gets
seriously. So that's that point that I wanted to tell across. Please, Nidhi, you please, carry on with your point. Yeah.
So gender discrimination with respect to IT, like IT culture, I would say with the pay scale, like rightly pointed out by Sridevi, yes, you have that in back of your head that yes, there is some difference. And plus, adding to the motherhood factor, like maternity leave, somewhere it is 4 months, somewhere it is 6 months in India, although it's 6 months. So what employers view as is and halt in the work, right? So that's what the employees see, that for the 6 months I'll not be getting anything out of it. So probably there have been scenarios like where I've heard that those 6 months have costed a progression, right? So those kind of thing is really unsettling to hear. And these kind of things are need to be dealt with, this motherhood, because they need to understand this is one point that I truly believe in, is that see, we like as in working well, we do not have that pressure, right? We are the man of the family, so we have to earn and all, right? Come on, accept it. Like men have that extra pressure of being the man of the family and they have to earn it. So if a lady, after giving birth, after all these of so many hurdles, she's going back to work, that means she's extremely passionate about it, right? So once a person who's extremely passionate about it does the work, they'll definitely do it very nicely, rather than people who are just doing it for the sake of it. So employers need to understand that if a mother is coming back to work, that means it's a great asset for them. They should not ask them to leave or ask them to be here or just leave the company or whatever would be a situation that few of the people gets into. Although I would say IT towards motherhood has been very supportive in many occasions that I've seen, wherein they have extended the work from home long before this corona pandemic happened. Like for me, I was given the work from home. Those is there, but when it comes to equality with respect to the other gender or for the fellow non-mother also, I would say that there is something that is lacking, that I personally believe. So employees should just not see mothers as a people who are just who are they will put their works to stop for some time, and when they come back, whether they'll be equally productive or not, probably they should see that those are the passionate ladies, those really want to do the work, so definitely it will be a great asset for them. So this kind of thinking needs to seriously impart in the employers in order to make this journey easier for like mothers slash women. Yeah. So
Definitely, I agree that we are a great asset. Specifically, being a working mom, we are able to juggle between multiple roles and multiple tasks. As Ajita already mentioned, that all of her, like the people who are working with her are mostly like working moms. So you could see that the importance that they give for the working moms, and they understand that it's more important. I mean, we are almost to the time, like, so the last question I have, and then like after this we will just give a 5 minutes time to for any audience to ask us any questions on the forum. You can already type in if you have any questions. Otherwise, like after this question I just have a short surprise for you. So can you give an advice or tip, as Nidhi just gave a tip for the employers on the pay scale, on how important we are, like how big of an asset we are? So can you guys like give an advice or tip for the fellow working moms, the working moms, how what can they do, like what can they do better? Ajita, maybe like you can say that.
Thing is, of course, we have to, as I said, we have to talk a lot first. I would say you cannot be pessimistic, of course. I mean, sometimes you have to be open, like you have to talk so that you mentally you will not have any kind of a stress. Of course, people used to say these many work you do, but still you never seem very dull. The thing is, I speak out. When I get angry, of course, I show that. When I'm happy, I'll show that. I do it. Of course, because I don't want to keep everything inside me. And you have to be open. You should open everything. If you have a problem, speak out. Anybody you trust. Yes, and of course, when you have a problem at at home or even at the place of work, as a lady, of course, even I have faced a lot of troubles because of a men, or like that happens as a woman. It is something nobody can come away with that. If everyone would have faced that, but still, you should have the first thing is boldness. You should be very positive. Next, yes, you should be ready enough to face everything. There, you should not keep, okay, what is going to happen if I'm going to face it? No problem. If you're right, if you have the confidence enough, you do. If you have the confidence that you have not done any mistake, nothing wrong in speaking out. Ladies always keep inside themselves. That is sort of a mistake everyone does, but that is the first mental stress they have. They keep inside everything, and they physically, mentally, they get upset, and they have all the health issues. There first, I really don't um, I don't want ladies to feel that something, it is not
Understand.
nice. We also, people have to live for a long time here. Yes, we have to live.
Yeah.
We have to come out with all the problem. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to speak out if you have a problem with a person, but speaking also should have some kind of a limitation. Of course, you cannot hurt others. You cannot hurt others. That, of course, I would never accept, because that is not a point of when you wanted to speak out. Of course, like a third person way we can talk. That's how we can speak. I mean, you should speak out. First thing I would say. Next thing is, you have to have space for yourself.
Yes.
That is really difficult.
Me time.
But still, we have to have some me time,
Me
kind
time.
of a
Me
thing.
time.
Yeah, yes. Maybe it's going to be midnight, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. That is secondary, but still, anytime. You need some alone. I mean, you should have some alone time. You have to think for yourself. What is going to be the best for you. All that you have to think of it. Nothing. Just we cannot always depend on the family. Sometimes there will be some kind of a thing where we have to take a step which might be an independent way. That is like, you have to think of yourself, you have to do for yourself, or which is right, which is wrong. All that you should have that mentality of bringing out a decision. All that should be there. Should not be always depend on someone else. Okay, fine, he is going to do it. It is not like getting vegetables where a husband brings whatever he likes. It's not like that. When it is going to be a very important thing, like, you have to be ready enough to take a decision by yourself. Whatever kind of a decision it is going to be, you should make others think that you are independent. Nothing wrong in coming out. That's what I would say. Independency should be there with any woman. And always there will be a thought of kids, of course, but that is going to be only for till 15 years, I would really say. By the time my son is around 9 years, now itself he thinks for himself.
Yes.
At the age of 9, he is thinking for himself, isn't it? So it is nothing wrong. After 15 years, think for yourself. I mean, once your kid reaches that 10 or 15 years, nothing wrong, ladies, you can think for yourself. Be healthy. That is very important, isn't it? Like, always thinking of your family isn't necessary, I would say. 75% fine. Another 25% live for yourself.
Definitely. I think you have touched base a lot of points, like how you have to be transparent and open about your feelings, what you think, and have to be positive and not like on what you speak with others, and to how to put yourself up first in front of others needs, and being independent of all of it. So these are like very important tips like that we would take. Like let's see like what Sri Devi has like, because being an entrepreneur, like let's see like what she has to say on this, like a tip for you women who are working. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me, Ramya? Yeah, we can hear you, but we lost your video, but yeah, we could hear you very well. Okay, fine. Okay, the thing is, what I wanted to say is, it's not only for working women, but also, I want to say this to have confidence. Like, I'm adding upon to whatever Ajita pointed out. Please have that confidence. The reason that I'm saying this, I'm working with women who are trying to restart their career, right?
who had took this sabbatical, who are working women, who are working like working as managers and working as in the top level positions. They took a break for their kid and then they wanted to restart their career. When they want to restart their career, they don't want to go back to their old job. I don't want this high pressure job. I want to do something where I can spend my time with kids. This is something that I'm hearing with a lot of women who had this high profile jobs, who had this kind of competitive, who are working in this competitive environment. This is something that I'm hearing often. But what is lacking there is confidence. The person that the confidence that they used to exert while they were working, it's not there now. The reason could be a family reason, or could be become because of becoming a mother. It could be numerous reasons, but please don't lose it, right? Not only to restart your career, or being a working mom, but it could be not only for that fact, but also to live your life. You need that confidence, right? You cannot be this submissive person who doesn't want to voice out your opinion. You don't want to be the person who is being silenced, right? It is not only, it's not an issue only pertaining to working women. It is also to like a lot of women that this is a common practice that is happening. So my advice is, please voice out, please be confident, right? That is something that I wanted to say. And another factor, another thing that I noticed is, because that I met a lot of women who wanted to restart women. I'm working with women who are trying to get back to their career. This is another point I noted is, they think a lot about what family members will think. I am not sure whether my husband will accept it. I'm not sure whether my in-laws will accept it. I don't know whether I can balance my kid who is going to start her schooling. As Ajita rightly pointed out, your kid is going to have his own life, for her own life, for friends, own set of things. You are here now to help them out, to get introduced to that world. That is your job. For any parent's job is to prepare your child for the real world. That's all. You're not going to be this person who is always cuddling, or like kind of nurturing your kid. You nurture your kid, yes, but to an extent. There is a limit for everything. You cannot smother your kid, right? They need to have their own space. For that, you need to take your own space, right? When you don't have your life and you make your kids' life your life, that's not going to happen, right? That's something that I really wanted to say, especially to women, right, who are trying to restart your career. Please, of course, give respect to the opinions that you're getting from your dear and loved ones, even from people who don't want you to succeed, but still have your own opinion, like form your own opinion and voice out your opinion and stand for what is right for you. Because it's kind of the person whom I saw in college days, in their working early working what is it scenario. Now they completely changed, they're completely opposite, right? Because they have been silenced. Please don't kind of get trapped into that aspects. Something that I wanted to bring to this discussion. Ramya.
Yeah, thank you, Sridevi. I think definitely you have pointed out a lot of things, like how women should, like not only the working women, how in general, like all the women should believe in themselves and not to settle for anything less than they deserve.
Yes.
Yes, and I mean, they should not worry really about what others think, and like they have to fight really for like their instinct and their vision. Like, thank you. That was like very well
Right.
summarized. So
Yeah.
what do you think, Nidhi? Like, what's your tip?
Yeah, so most of the point have been very well summarized by Ajita and Sridevi. Like confidence, believe in yourself, not like just speak yourself out. So like most of the points have already been covered that have that I had in my mind. Adding to that is before like one thing that I really uh, feel the need of is knowing what is your extent. So if you know, like I can extend to this much amount of like assess yourself in order to understand like how much of the things that you can do, like perfect, not perfectly, but how much of the things that you can do. So once you do that, it will be easier for you to take in the jobs in the priority wise. So
Yes.
so that is one thing. And also like I'm a little bit away from the very to the point discussion that we're having is like we should have the habit of either reading or traveling is not possible, Abhi, so I cannot say that.
Yeah.
Reading, like the more you read, the more is to the world that you open. So the books are extremely good friend. Nowadays there's so many options like podcasts and everything, the videos and everything. There are so many content creators. So reading is kind of a window which I think it's totally my view that it gives you a window to the like outer world. So you would know what is going on, how the world is progressing, and you'd be so busy with all those things, you'll not like you'll get that enthu and zeal that you need to get ahead of wherever you are. So yeah, like assess yourself, see how the world is like evolving, because it is evolving a lot. So yeah,
Yes,
so those things, it'll just help you out to like go ahead.
That's
Yeah.
right. Thank you,
Nice,
Nidhi.
yes,
Like
sir.
I think like you have mentioned. Sorry, Sridevi, you want to say something?
No, please. No.
Yeah, I think like you have mentioned something about don't push yourself like to the extent that you burn out. Like
Like
Sridevi mentioned, like don't push
yeah,
yourself until
yeah,
then.
Zen
So
mode.
know your limit. Like really, like stop it there, right there. So that's one point, like a good takeaway for everybody, I think. And you have to assess yourself according to the changing times. So, for example,
Yes.
to connect ourselves with people by traveling or reading books, by knowing getting to know things,
Yeah.
and by watching videos, I think like keeping ourselves up to date by doing
Up
different
to.
things that you like for
Yes.
example that you said like reading. So I think everybody has something like that they do, watch some new things, videos or anything at all, like traveling or speaking with people, meeting new people, doing new things. I think like the same that we are doing, like learning from each other. I
Yeah.
think like we have a lot
Yes.
that we learned from each other, all three of us. I think
In
that's
today's session
something.
itself, in
Yes.
today's session itself, there was so many points that Ajita and Sridevi had brought to like mind that I'm still contemplating. Oh yeah, these things also happens, and probably I'll be discussing right now with my husband also. Yeah, and all. So this gives you a little broader horizon. In the simple
Exactly.
discussions like this, only have given you so much of point. You just imagine like it helps.
Yeah, we have to keep ourselves up to date. That's something very important.
Yes.
Thanks all of you. I think like a lot of takeaway, like a lot of things to process and digest for this session,
Yes.
for everybody. And the participants, if you have any questions, you can post it meanwhile in the comment section. Like we would address it, and as we wait for the questions, if there's nothing, like we can end in 6 minutes. We have 6 minutes to go. And if not, like meanwhile, until we wait for the questions, I just have a short rapid fire question for all three of you. So I would
Oh
ask,
my
like,
God.
yeah, just a short, how to say, I would just say that you just say a word or like in a sentence, and then I quickly move on to the next person, like a word or a sentence about the word which I say. Yeah. So something that comes into top of your mind, like when I say the word, a word or a sentence, whatever you want, you can say, and then we can quickly move on to the next person. So Nidhi, what comes into your mind when I say overwhelming?
Overwhelming corona times. It's not ending.
Yes, it is not.
Okay, so Sridevi, morning or night productivity, what comes into your
I'm
mind?
a night owl, so night.
Night productivity.
I would say night productivity. Yes, I'm not a morning
Okay.
person.
Okay, so Ajita, what comes into your mind when I say bonding time with kids? Bonding time with
Sorry,
kids. Bonding time with kids. The time that
bonding time. I miss them.
you miss it.
I miss them.
Aw.
Literally, I miss them. Especially my
Yeah.
younger one.
Definitely
I've
getting
missed it.
more
Yeah.
time. Yeah. So Nidhi, again to you. What comes into your mind like when I say house chores?
Pass
Sorry.
on.
Okay, pass on definitely. Uh, okay. Another question to Sridevi, I would say, what comes into your head like when I say technology?
Technology, it keeps on changing. You have to be on your toes, to keep up with it. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Okay, and
Yeah.
thank you. So for Ajita, like what comes into your head like when I say or it's more like a question, does a person around you inspires you the most, or a celebrity inspires you the most? If it's like who and
Oh,
okay,
Nice
my
one.
mom.
your mom, yeah,
I
definitely.
thought you would say that. I know you would
Simple.
say that.
Very, very sweet lady. Ever I would.
Yeah, very strong.
Yeah.
I think it's of course like as you said, like we might have a person like who inspires us around us like every time. Like I think like because you took some time to process the question, I will just ask the same question to Nidhi and Shri. Nidhi, what do you think? Like, is it somebody who inspires you around you, or a celebrity that you have in mind?
Definitely somebody who's besides me, because as it is, in order for a celebrity to inspire me, I would say like that, I would go ahead and actually watch his or her interviews. So I really do. It's not just the movies or any social media platform wherein I get inspired by people. Again, in general, like it's the one-on-one, not one-on-one. It's the the way they speak, the outtake of theirs. About a particular issue or a lot of issues is what. So it takes a lot of time for me to get inspired by celebrities. So definitely, and there are so many amazing people that you meet. Seriously, man. So you get inspired by the people around you. Definitely.
What about
Hands
you,
down.
Sridevi? What do you think about that?
It's kind of an unconventional answer. What I'm going to say is sometimes I feel that I inspire, myself.
Definitely.
Sometimes
I knew it. You
surprise
would say this.
myself,
I knew
right?
it.
Yeah. She knows me. No,
Okay.
on a serious note,
That has
I
to
know you
happen.
just wanted a sentence. Yeah, I know you wanted a one sentence answer, but still, I kind of surprise myself where I kind of push myself, especially after starting my business and everything, and balancing my work and like everything. I surprise myself. I get inspired that I was able to build my own website. What next, right? Sometimes I
Yeah.
used to think and wonder, wow, did I do that, right?
Yeah.
And I get
Yeah.
inspired with it. When I talked about burnout in the beginning of the session, right? That actually helps me to come out of it, right? This kind of me able to achieve something that I was not. I didn't think that I was capable of, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes I do get inspired myself and also people around me. Not one
Yeah.
person, not one particular person. I get inspiration from people around me, like in different
Yeah.
scenarios, in different situations. Yeah. So that would be my answer. I'm sorry for taking too much time.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks a lot, all three of you. It was my pleasure
Yeah.
speaking to all of you, and I think there was
Likewise.
a lot of takeaway in this session. I would say like we could have faced a lot of negative and positive points of being a mother, and like the problems that we face and how to overcome that. Like we just as well gave them a lot of tips how to be inspiring. I think definitely this session inspired a lot of people like out there, and this session will be as well as is being recorded, and it will be like posted in the social media for people who couldn't join. Like I hope they enjoy the session. Thank you so much. Thanks for your
Thank
time,
you.
all the
Thank you so
participants
much.
and the panelists. Thank you. Thanks a lot.